Hey guys, welcome to Breaking the System. This is your host, Andrew Riley. This is the man. No, I'm just kidding. No. No, hey guys, how are y'all doing today? Hope you're doing good. So, some things have been going on since the last video, and I wanted to share some stuff. One, it's getting a little bit warmer here in Michigan, and snow is starting to melt. We can actually see grass and stuff again, which is always a good thing. There's a little bit more for you. But anyway, on top of that, I just got some wind that I'm going to be getting with a young lady that I know and her husband, and we're going to start collaborating on getting some video content out as far as some short shows or movies, working on a movie or something. And then I just got some more wind that it looks like I will have my cartoon series started hopefully within the next month and a half at the absolute latest. I know this isn't going out to very many people at this point, but I'm hoping that'll change. You know, I'm really believing that it will, as a matter of fact. But anyway, with that being said, so that's kind of an update on what's going on with the channel and where we're moving forward. I'm supposed to talk to that young lady and her husband. When I say young lady, she's my age, but trying to be polite. I'm supposed to be speaking with her and her husband hopefully within the next week or two at the latest. My uncle died, and there's been a lot going on with that. So I've been a little preoccupied, but that and just life, But anyway, so on the further thing that I want to talk about today, my dog's starting to bark at something. Anyway, on the a topic that I wanted to talk about today, this question came to mind the other day while I was at church, and I really think that there's a lot of misconceptions or misunderstandings along what God's agenda is and our position and what our prayers are for. And so this will hopefully this will help clear some things up for some people that are trying to figure it out. And the question is, are you praying to God and feel like He's just not listening, or He just don't care? That's the question. Somebody said something the other day. Of course, this was before the question came to mind, but somebody said something the other day that really made a lot of sense, which of course I've known this, but sometimes we get caught up in what we want. We don't get caught up in what God wants. Sometimes we want God to move on our behalf, but how is God supposed to move on our behalf if we're really, I guess the best way of saying it is, out of alignment with what God wants? So with that being said, that's the thing. Are we asking God what He wants, or are we asking God what we want? God's not going to do something in people's lives if it's what they want. God will move on behalf of people, but as long as it aligns in with what God wants. God, He's got a lot of things to deal with, and if I'm asking for somebody to live, but they don't want to live, well, God's not gonna answer my prayer if that person doesn't want to live, and so it goes along with like a job or something along that line. Well, let's say, for instance, we're praying to God, well, God, give me that job, but He knows that He's got a better job for you around the corner. Or I can give so many different examples, So I guess what it all comes down to is, are you in alignment with what God wants, or are you in alignment with what you want? And we need to evaluate this in every situation that we're going through in life. We need to take and ask God, okay, God, what do you want me to do about this? Where do you want me to go? What do you want me to say when I go and I'm before someone that I need to talk to, or whatever? Or maybe God doesn't want you to talk to somebody that you might be around. Maybe God's waiting for them to go to Him, So, it's just something to think about, something to kind of reevaluate in your life and in your situation. Is God speaking, or are you? That's a big thing to think about in today's world, especially with everything that's going on, the chaos. We should be the light in the chaos. We should be able to walk around and be what God's called us to be, and not be part of the chaos, not be part of the destruction that's going on in the world today. And I got a lot that I can say about it. I think the biggest thing is just remember who you serve, because we don't want to serve ourselves. We want to serve the one that created us, the one that knows the ins and outs of our eternity. And because if we go to Him, I guarantee you He's going to make the best way. He's not going to make your way. He's going to make the best way. Your way is so limited compared to His way, So, but that's just my thought today. Something to think about as you're going throughout your day or your week or whatever it may be. God's way is always higher. God's way is always better. Remember who you serve. You don't serve yourself. You don't serve man, but you serve the one that created man, the one that created everything, Jehovah. Guys, I really appreciate you all watching the channel. Remember, we're not alone in this. There is the body. So if you need a little bit of help, don't feel afraid to contact, or don't feel ashamed to reach out to people that might have more understanding in this situation, or more understanding in the situation that you're going through. The one thing that I've realized is nothing's ever quote unquote perfect. You're always going to have some kind of fight, but people go through fights that you can learn from them. You can help get guidance throughout your day, So, my fight, an example of my fight, right now I'm living in a camper, I know a lot of y'all already know, but I'm living in a camper. I'm going about it. It's relatively cheap right now. It's relatively easy. Yeah, it's not the best of situations, but I tell you what, I know that I'm doing what God wants me to do, and that's right now keeping costs low. Keep costs low so that I can have time, because if I've got a lot of expenses to pay, then I've got to work more or work harder or whatever, and I don't have as much time to give into other people, and I don't have as much time to go and do things that God's called me to do. Working. I mean, some people, they're called to a job at a 9 to 5. And I mean, I work. I work, but I really feel like somebody's got to start getting a better message out there in the movies and in the shows and in the TV, because I tell you right now, the crap that's on TV and the crap that's Hollywood's pushing out, it's not right. It's not what God wants. And so like I said, again, these are just some of my thoughts today. The biggest one was wrapped around that question, are you praying are you praying to God and it just like He just doesn't care? Well, He does care. He just He's not going to work on the behalf of those that aren't understanding of what's really going on with the situation. And the fact of the matter is, sometimes, another example just for the understanding of it, sometimes you ask God, well, why did he have to die, or why isn't he alive? Well, her or him or whatever. Well, maybe that person was just done. Maybe that person, whoever that person is, they knew that everything would be okay if they weren't here anymore. And so God was answering their prayer. I know I kind of already covered that, but the fact of the matter is we got to think of others. We can't just think of ourselves. And go to God, and he's going to really give you understanding in whatever that situation may be. So so again, this is Andrew Riley with Breaking the System. I really appreciate y'all watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be more regular with the channel. It will not be all about stuff like this. I will definitely have more videos on the flat earth stuff again and whatnot. But like I said in my last video, what is breaking the system? Breaking the system is getting outside of what the system of today is, getting back in touch with what it's meant to be, with what God wants it to be. Where we're united, where we are connected, where we are as one, doing and or uplifting and building the body in the way it should be built. And right now it's all about tearing everything down and destroying instead of building it up. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Please share the video and let people know that there are people out here that actually care. I really appreciate y'all, and we'll be seeing y'all the next time. Have a good one.